Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Women's Disability Show. Today, we are going to be talking about Ashley and Nikki's story. So, that's going to be really exciting. Bear with us. We are having a little bit of technical issues. So, let us know if the audio is too bad. We're going to try to make sure that it gets fixed during the show. I know we're like a little bit messed up right now. Sorry about that. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to our sponsors. They're so amazing. They help us out tons. Urology professionals and mobility professionals, they are the best place to get your catheters. They really help me out so much with all my needs. I've been struggling for years to find a good company to help me out with these things, and it's been over 5 years to find one. So it's been a blessing to really get connected with them and their team and to see how they respond back to me, and they know exactly what I need and they handle all the insurance side, which is so amazing. And mobility professionals fit you right for that right chair, get you nice and popping, gives you the colors that you need. So they're really, really amazing with that as well. So make sure to go check them out. So we're going to do a quick introductions. And if you're joining us live, make sure to write any comments that you have for us. We'll make sure to go through it during our video. One thing that we're going to mention is you might want to ask specific questions about the actual day of the accident, but we're not allowed to talk about that for legal reasons. So we're kind of going to skip around that actual day for them. Also, this is Ashley and Nikki's Life Day as well. So make sure to tell them Happy Life Day. It's so cool that we're able to do this podcast on their Life Day. I think it's really cool because we've been highlighting stories and it's just really amazing. I really feel like the universe works in the right ways sometimes. So we're going to get started on introductions. I'm Brianna. I am a T12 through L5. I was shot almost 6 years ago. My Life Day is on the 20th coming up this month. And I'm from Los Angeles. Let's go to Jessica.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Brito. I am a C7 incomplete and I was injured in a car accident 11 years ago.
Thank you. And let's go to Maya.
Hey guys, it's Maya here. I am a C5, C6 incomplete quadriplegic from Illinois, and I was injured due to gun violence, and that will be 4 years ago next month.
Thank you. And then let's go to Nikki and Ashley.
Hi y'all. I'm Ashley. This is Nikki. And I'm a C4 quadriplegic. I'm a T6 paraplegic. Chicago. Oh yeah, we're from Chicago, Illinois. I always forget that part. What else? That's it. Yeah. We're twins. Yeah. She's not older than me. Which she got mistaken for yesterday. I was very proud of.
So we're going to get started on your guys' story. Make sure that you guys feel free to share what we want. For anybody that's popping on, we are a little laggy today. We're going to try to get that fixed soon during the live. So just bear with us. And yeah, so we're going to get started on the story. Make sure that you guys feel free to say whatever you guys want to say or switch sides, however you guys want to switch it around. I'm going to let you guys kind of take control of this and answer what you guys want to answer and just start it out as the day before your injury. How was your life? How was your relationship with each other? And let's start out there.
You started. So our relationship, we're twins, so we always been close, right? Yeah. Would you say? I'd say so. I'd say I like her most days. And we were always close. What else? Say what you were doing. You're just like everyday people, though. Take us back to what you were doing before the accident. I was working as a teacher and a bartender. Is that what you want me to say? I was working as a teacher and a bartender in Chicago. Had my own place with a roommate. And yeah, it was just like living life young. How old were we? We were injured when we were 24. Yeah, 24, wow. 25. Yeah. And yeah, so that was what I was doing. I feel like I was always busy with work, so I feel like I had a life. Like I was social, but I was also always working. Because teachers don't make money. Teachers need to make money. Yeah. What were you doing? You're more interesting, I feel like.
Not really. So, I guess a little backstory on me. I'd actually just moved back home, so I was kind of already. I always say I was already in a transition in my life, and then the accident happened. And I feel like that kind of forced me into one. Anyways, I digress. But basically, I had just moved home. I was living in Kansas City, Missouri, worked in sales, and did some other jobs while I was living there, and had just moved back home and was actually. And I didn't remember this, which was crazy, but the Friday before my accident had actually just had an interview to be a substitute teacher. So I guess that might have been happening for me. I don't really know. And then the car accident happened.
Yeah.
Right? So take it there.
Was it normal for you guys to hang out?
Oh yeah, we saw each other
we were
like
actually
every
talking
day.
about that before the live. We literally saw each other every day. We would go to the gym together. I would make her go with me.
Yeah, I was her driver.
She was my
car.
I didn't have a car, so I'd be like, "Hey sis, want to go to the gym with me?" And we'd like see each other like every day. If we weren't doing that, we were like getting dinner, chilling. She was my Valentine's all the time, so you have a best friend. Yeah, twin things. Always together. Even though we didn't live together, we were still always together.
Yeah, like even when I lived away, we talked every day.
Yeah.
Period.
We have a close relation. Even if it was just for like 1 minute, we always talk. Even now, I feel like we always talk. Even when she gets on my nerves, we talk at least once a day. We have to.
Or the day's not complete.
We always say good morning and good night. And then so the ICU. You want me to go first? My memory's better.
Yeah, you go first.
And ICU, I just always remember. So we both were rushed into emergency surgery. I couldn't tell you who went first. Maybe the medical records would be able to tell us that. That's a good question. Now I'm curious. I'm really curious now who went first because we had the same surgeon. So yeah. I'm really curious who went first. Weird fact. But we both had surgery. I don't know if they had known that they had to know we had spinal cord injuries. I mean, it was pretty rock solid.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious. Yeah. They ended up, I had a thing in my throat. I believe you did too as well. And then she got the trach later on.
Yeah, the trach didn't come until I was like
probably a week or two.
Probably like a week or two. And then all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. So trach it up. Yeah. Or maybe like closer, but it was kind of like, for me, honestly.
What were your injuries?
My injuries?
Yeah, like name them all. Go.
As far as I know, I broke my, the neck, the spine, quad squat over here. I broke it at the C4 level. And it actually broke. I was reading my medical records, so I haven't got through all of them. But it actually broke, I guess, or like severed, however you would explain it, sideways, which explains so much and made so much sense to me, because I swear that one side of my body is stronger than the other. And knowing that had happened, kind of just, I was like, maybe that's why. So
you're proud to find that out.
Interesting fact. So yeah. What about yours? I think that was my only like major one. Oh, and then I also had a TBI. They claim it didn't affect me any.
But that's up for debate. So,
and what about you?
So my injuries were, I was torn from the floor up. I don't know exactly my injury. I need to read my medical records, but yeah, it's a T6. That's what I was told. And I also broke about 7 or 10 of my right ribs, and I also had a surgery a week after my spinal surgery on my neck for a something in there. Who knows? I was signing all type of paperwork, drugged up. And Yeah, those are my injuries, and I had a lot of scratches. I have a lot of scars from the accident, which is crazy because Ashley's like,
Yeah, the only scar that I had from my accident was my spine.
crazy.
Not a single acrylic nail at the time was broken off. Nothing. My makeup on.
That setting spray, baby.
Yes, it's like wild.
And I was just tore up. Like, it was crazy. My dad actually said that it looked like I was worse off, like when he saw us. But it was just because I had like all the bruises. I took all the roughage. Yeah, I guess I broke the window.
Tell them I wanted to see me.
Yeah, but then we did want to share this story when when I had to get my second surgery. Ashley and I hadn't seen each other. We were rushed in from emergency room. We were separated. And I just remember in my surgery, I swore like for the week before I saw her, I was like, she's not here. That's why they're not letting me see her. They're lying to me. Like thinking like she would come visit me. Like if she's okay, she'd come visit me. Like they're lying to me because no one really was telling me anything. I was just like thinking, oh my God, she's heard. Like they're not telling me because they want me to fight for my life. And she's heard I'm not fighting. That's literally what I was thinking. So before my second surgery, I refused to go into it unless they let me see her. And we have a really sad video of how they kind of cute of how they let us see each other before, because I was legit refusing to go to my surgery. So we just thought that was a cute twin story to share because I thought she was messed up. I mean, I saw her, I knew she was still messed up, but at least I knew she was okay. Like when she saw me, we both smiled and just were like, I mean, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But really in our heads.
Twin things.
Yeah, twin things. Like we both couldn't talk at the time, but we could talk. We knew what we were saying. Okay.
So seeing each other in that condition, did it make you more sad or did it make you feel like relieved?
Oh wow, go back to that emotion.
We'll talk because you went to rehabilitation before me. Remember, you said you couldn't come.
Oh, yeah. She was when we first saw each other.
See, I don't really remember it first seeing each other.
She was all drugged up.
Watching the video is the only reason I kind of like remember that. I thought I was in a Chinese restaurant for the longest until I came to. So,
what drugs were you on?
Lots.
But I remember I was just happy to see that like she was breathing. Obviously I didn't know, like I had never been to the hospital. We never broke bones. To me, like, yeah, she had all this stuff hooked up and I'm like, she's breathing, so she's good. Like that's all I needed to see. Like she's breathing, so she's good. And it gave me like a little bit of hope, especially because I wasn't gonna go to surgery. I don't know what I would have done without you. I was just happy to see her like breathing. I was like, oh, it was like relief. I was like, oh, she's there. Okay, let's go to surgery. Let's get this done. But I couldn't say that. But I was just happy to see her. And then when I went to rehab and realized the extent of her injuries and like she was still in ICU, like doing really bad. There was plenty of times where we thought that she was gonna just leave us. And I just remember like, oh, like just I just kept holding on to people. I remember asking my PTs like, is she gonna be okay? Like why isn't she here yet? Like why isn't she at rehab yet? Like she should be here. And you don't understand what's going on. Now looking back, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like you get the science, you kind of get what the recovery process has to look like for certain people, certain levels sometimes, and you kind of see the similarities in stories. But then I was just like, she should be here already. And it wasn't until they actually introduced me to a Roulette You Walk I Glide. She said, check out her Instagram, just give it a look, like your sister's gonna be okay. And I just stopped You Walk I Glide. And I asked when I was okay, she's gonna be okay. She's breathing and she's gonna be okay. That's all I needed to see. But I was worried about her because she was like in and out like all the time. I mean, even when she came to rehab, she went back to ICU. And now for good reasons, yeah. You want to take over and fill in your parts?
So for me, the ICU stays. definitely knowing that my sister was like okay, because she was like, you know, moving a little faster in the recovery process than I was. Knowing she was okay, I was like, okay. But one story I didn't want to share is one time she came to visit me.
Oh God. I know.
And we were holding hands, you know, doing cute, you know, like that. You know, because yeah, my fist was like this.
Oh, it's all lagged.
I know. We were holding hands. And I, at the time, I couldn't really tell. I was still like on the tray because I was still in the ICU. So she was just coming to visit me. And I go,
I knew you were going to tell the story.
I go, I can't wait till my hands get like that. Because like thinking like, you know, I was at the time thinking that not necessarily that I was paralyzed, but that I was too weak. And like if I did the exercise, all my muscles would start getting stronger again. And Nikki, and then my sister just looks at me and goes, yeah. All agreeing, already knowing that I was going to be a quad and that my fingers probably weren't going to work.
Already at stocky walk, I glad I knew, but I couldn't, I would have broke her heart. I couldn't. I was like, yeah.
Just wanted to share that fake story of my sister real quick.
I needed her to fight. She was like in and out for a good.
So at what point did you realize, Ashley?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
I feel like, yeah, because I feel like I knew before I even went to rehab.
Did you hear me or my question? Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. So I feel like I
Sorry,
knew
we're a
before
little
going...
laggy. I think we're a little bit over each other.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're like skipping and then you both think no one's talking.
Okay, talk. So I feel like for me, I knew when I was still in the ICU because like I said, my sister was already like doing all the research and like knew things. And so I was already like hearing like, okay, like quadriplegic, fingers won't work, or you lost function in your fingers, however you want to say it. And I kind of understood it, but I still like in the back of because no one ever told me that I was paralyzed. Did someone ever tell you were paralyzed?
Yeah, no one ever really told us.
I feel like I just realized like,
you just kind of know.
Yeah, like, yeah, I feel like I was just like, oh, I can't feel that anymore. And like, yeah, that's not me moving that.
Yeah.
But I kind of already understood it even before going to rehab. And I think that was mostly just because of like having someone who was already there and doing the research and like being able to like talk to people that wanted to talk back to you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in the ICU for me anyways, they were so worried about like keeping me alive, making sure I was breathing, that they weren't too worried about like telling me all this extra stuff that I kind of already knew because I had my sister and she was like telling me how her experience was going too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We were thinking of that question and we were both like, I don't think anyone ever actually told us we were paralyzed. Like, I think you just like know. Like no one ever came in my room and was like, you're paralyzed. Like, I know, buddy.
Because they were, but I guess it's because they were throwing all those big words of like C4.
Yeah, C4, T6.
And at the time you're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, what are these? What is this? Like, personally, I never heard of that before in my life. Like, I was ignorant to disabilities, super ignorant. Like, in the last 3 years, I've learned so much about disabilities. But I was so ignorant. Like, I probably knew about 2 or 3. Like, so dumb.
Just uneducated.
Just uneducated.
That's okay.
It's the way society is. So you guys were at the same rehab? And so how was that for you guys? Like watching each other's process? Like were you guys more worried about each other than your guys' own recovery, or how was that?
I feel like in rehab, we saw each other every day when she did come, but we were also like focused on our like own, like our own
the
thing.
schedule, when you first get injured, the schedule is pretty strict.
Yeah.
Pretty busy. So for the most part, we would see each other maybe at the gym. Like, what up? Like we were both very focused on our recovery, but we did see each other quite often.
Yeah, I mean everyone knew that we were twins. Like
we were a hot commodity.
Yeah. We were there for a while. I was there a
People
little.
loved us.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. It was it was definitely, I feel like it was a different experience because we had each other. Like, we always had someone. Like, we would have lunch together.
Yeah.
A lot of people, of course, they want to talk to you when they see, like, oh my God, 2 girls. So we met a lot of people who just would want to randomly talk to us. Because I know therapists couldn't tell them we were twins, so they would always like come up and ask us if we were.
Yeah.
They'd be like, we can't say. HIPAA. It's like it's obvious, but I think that was the best part of
What's happening?
Yeah, I was having you dear.
Oh.
I was having you there. But I feel like, I don't know, we knew our own thing. I mean, I did go to a few of your therapy sessions, but it was more so after I had left.
True.
Because you don't really have time. I feel like you're tired, and then I was taking naps while she maybe was in therapy. So, like, we just saw each other when we could.
Yeah, it was like being, like college homies. I would say that's like the best way to describe it. We lived in the same dorm and we saw each other occasionally.
You're done.
Right?
Yeah. I think we're lagging.
My apologies.
No, it's the internet. It's just that Sean's internet had went out, so that's the problem. I think we're just a little bit behind each other, but I'm trying to make it sure that we're a little bit of a pause. So what happened with your family? Did you have a lot of family and friends showing up at the hospital? Was it not until you guys got home? Like, how was that? Were they allowed to come see you guys?
Yeah, we had a lot of family. It was I guess security guard knew. It was a lot of my dad's family, so a lot of people would know the last name. Would be coming to visit. We have a big family. My dad has a lot of siblings. And it was a little overwhelming. I remember sometimes telling my dad to like tell people to get out of my room. But at the same time, it was nice to like have people there. You know, seeing people that care about you is nice because you feel like, you feel a little off. So we did have a lot of family though. I mean, ICU, they knew our name. They knew the people's faces at a point because they all looked the same. And, yeah, we had a lot of people. I wouldn't say friends so much. It was more just family, which I think I had said that at a point. You know, you're on and off drugs, you be forgetting stuff. But I'm pretty sure I said I like really only wanted to see family because it was overwhelming. We already had a lot of family, and I was just like, I need to breathe. And then when I went to rehab, sometimes I was tired. Sometimes I didn't want people to visit me. I was like, I just want to go to sleep right now. And, you know, people want to linger. They want to talk, and I get it. But sometimes I was like, okay, I'm ready. But then it was nice. Like, they would come for dinner sometimes. Yeah. Cool. What about yours? I said it all?
Yeah. The same family.
No. So we have the same family. Yeah.
So did your family think that you guys were gonna walk, or were you guys kind of like accepting that this was permanent? Like, how were you guys' thoughts about the whole walking process?
Well, we actually have a cousin who's married to a doctor, and he was kind of explaining them that. So we were never, I don't think anyone ever told us that, like, you're going to walk again, you know? Because he was being, like, realistic. And I liked that. I'm a blunt person. I like the fact that, like, no one sugarcoated that for me. But he was kind of the one saying it. But, like, everyone has hope. Like, you know, we have religious people in our family, and everyone was, like, hopeful. And I feel like you always could be hopeful that you'll walk. But it was also nice to have that realistic expectation.
Yeah.
What was your journey like? Because you were at what?
Or like what?
Like knowing your injury. Like, did you think your hands would work again?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I thought at a point that that it would just take like, you know, like that little tiny movement I got. Just working that out would make them move more. Like, I really thought that. And then I quickly realized, no, it's not how it works. And it was hard. But at the same time, I think, gratefully, we were at a very good rehab center, I would say.
Shout out to them, Ryan.
Yeah. And they were the nice therapist and everything. And they were very, just like Nikki was saying, they were realistic and helpful and, I don't know, put you on the right path, which was nice.
Yeah, that's super good. Not everybody gets that, so that's great that you guys got that right in the beginning. So going home, so Nikki went home first. So how was that? Was your house accessible? Did you go back to the same house that you were at? How was that going home for you, and then having Ashley come afterwards?
Let me think. I didn't think of this. It wasn't accessible for sure. I don't think I showered for like 4 weeks. I was doing like bed baths. Yeah. We did have a ramp because our house is pretty high off the ground. And what else was it? Oh, the doors weren't wide enough. The only door that was my room, which was good, but they had to make it wider. I was able to visit home a week before, so we knew that when I had came home. So they had fixed my room door before I came home, but nothing else was done yet. Obviously, it was only a week. And that was my. I was already, when I had got home, I was already TMI, but I was already cathing myself, so I was able to do that. And was just preparing for Ash to be home because her room still wasn't ready. Because we both, I didn't live here, and her room was upstairs. So sorry, dog's barking. He's loud.
Dog mom problems. Don't worry.
Our dad's yelling at him.
So Ashley, when you came home, it was it hard for you seeing that things were more accessible for your sister?
Seeing that things are more accessible. It was hard. No, was it more acceptable?
Oh yeah, when I came home, things were pretty, I'd say pretty accessible for the most part, right? There was still carpets, and there still is a few, but I gotta roll, so I'm gonna roll over them, you know?
She messes them up.
Yeah. But yeah, everything was pretty accessible, I would say, at home, once I got home.
Yeah. And she didn't come home for a month after.
Yeah. So things were already pretty well done for me. Besides my room, I still
had time to fix everything.
Yeah.
We actually had a.
That's super good. You had a what? Sorry. This is a little bit tricky. Anybody that's just joining in, we're having a little bit of internet issues today, so we're kind of trying to jump in and not talk over each other. So bear with us. Thank you for joining. Make sure to drop your comments. I see everybody wishing Nikki and Ashley a happy Life Day. Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll make sure to get to them. Okay, so. Yeah, that's really interesting. I think it's interesting for you, Ashley, really, because did you ever watch your sister? Do you ever just is that hard? I don't know how to ask this question, but do you feel like the what ifs are a little bit more harder for you because you have to watch your sister do things that you can't do inside of the house? Or do you feel like you're just more accepting of your injury?
What?
You never like to cook, so.
Yeah. I never like to cook, so that one's good. No, but you're mean. But
you always say that.
Let me answer the question. But I don't think so much watching my sister be able to do things bothers me so much. It's like just like the little dumb things that I can no longer do on my own, which I know everybody with like a sigh can like relate. It's like, why? Like sometimes like I wake up, if anyone follows me on Instagram, I posted one day, I wake up at 4:30 every morning because that's normally when my legs decide to do the little dancey dance in the middle of the night, which they decide to involuntary move. And sometimes that's a moment when I'm just thinking, if you're not going to work, why do you choose to not work and I can't control you working? Like, like it's just those, it's not more so like, it's like, because I know there's like things I can do. There's going to be certain things I'm never going to be able to do. So like, what if blah, blah, blah. But I can't dwell on all that. It's just going to leave me miserable. It's just frustrating at times. But but nothing to do with like my sister, because
I think
I'm glad that we're both not quads. I couldn't imagine that one.
Yeah, we help each other out a lot. So it's feel like it's a blessing that we're kind of like this. We help each other in different ways.
Yeah, I do think it's a blessing in disguise. I think I mentioned that at the beginning when I first talked to you guys. Like, I can't imagine, probably so hard to get settled, but also like such a blessing to have somebody who really understands what you're going through in your journey, you know, and to have somebody just by your side to even hop on these podcasts with, you know. It's like you have a best friend for life. And I think that's super, super amazing and so special. So yeah, so let's go to the community. And how you guys kind of started on social media. So were you guys big social media people before your injury, and that's why it was a little bit more easier, or what kind of made you guys start posting and made that new page on social media?
Okay.
So question.
So we actually made the page. So I guess a little backstory, I guess, right? We'll go back first before I say that, before I jump ahead. I actually went to college for mass communications with a concentration in broadcasting. Always loved shit like this, you know? And I actually had a YouTube. All the videos are private, don't go looking. And I had a YouTube channel before my accident. My last video was posted like March something, 2019. It was like crazy. It was like I got my first facial. It was a cute video. Anyway, I used to just vlog my life, and it's something I had started when I lived in Kansas City, and then I just stopped. And then our accident happened, right? And we had one of our family members was keeping everybody up to date on a website.
Yeah, called the Caring Bridge.
Yeah, and then one day, once we got out of like the ICU and rehab and things were starting to get like a little bit better, we were starting able to like use our phones and whatnot, we decided to make the Instagram. And that was more like you wanting to make the Instagram, right?
Yeah, our uncle was sharing the page, and he had kind of slowed down sharing once we had both got home. And I was like, I feel like people still want to know what's up. Like, we didn't just heal like miraculously. Like, and we have a lot of family. We have a lot of family in Louisiana. We're also Puerto Ricans. I'm sure maybe they follow us. They find us. I don't really know them like that. But we have like a big family. Like, we have so much family all over the United States. And it was, I was just like, they still probably want to know. Not thinking that like even people that like we worked with, people from like our long ago past would end up like kind of finding the page, and then even like knowing that we'd find a community. So I was like, let's make it. Made the Ashley Nikki story. Didn't know what we were gonna post on it. We just started randomly like posting stuff. Didn't we start educating on our stories, like saying?
Yeah, early on after getting injured, I saw how messed up certain things were with people when it came to people with disabilities, and I was like, I need to advocate for them, even if I don't want to. Like, this is wrong.
Even if it is just starting with the people that know us.
That need to change. Even if it is just educate. Even if it is just being that representation for people, like showing up in places.
lag. Wait, is that us? Did you guys hear that? Okay.
Yeah, I did hear it. Kind of
Very
sounded
good.
like something was talking in the background. I don't know. Probably one of us didn't mute it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. You guys are doing good.
That was creepy. I was like, whoa, something's talking to us. Okay. Don't say quad squad.
Yeah.
So, so did when people from your work and stuff started following you guys, did it make you hesitant to post, or did you just still want to educate? Like you didn't really care? Because I know when people from high school started following me, it kind of made me slow down a little bit. And I was like, okay, don't really want all you guys following my journey, you know? But I realized I couldn't be picky like that.
What's crazy is my like thought process with social media always is, no matter if you're private, how private you try to be, whatever you put on social media can be seen by whomever, wherever. Like at the end of the day, that's always been my thought process with social media. So I knew whatever I posted would be seen by maybe someone I don't want to see. And I'm sure it has been, I don't even know it, but that's kind of just what I keep always remember, like when I share. But also I always like to remember, like when we did Ashley and Nikki's story, we did not think like we would meet all like all of you girls, be introduced to so many people, have people messaging us about our story. It's honestly like I feel like that's why we were doing well being 3 years out. Like it's huge. The community's huge. Sometimes people are like, how do you know all these people? I'm like, find them on social media. Like just find them, because everyone has a story and you can learn something different from each person. Like there's something I take from each of you girls, and even Sean behind the camera. And like I just like I love to learn, and this is like a whole learning experience. And even like dealing with my sister being a quad, I'm even learning about that on the way too. Like she teaches me things. Yeah, I don't know if I even answered the question. I probably geared off, but yeah. I feel like, yeah. I don't
Now
know.
you guys are doing.
Yeah, it was the talking to people. I wasn't scared, but people definitely did find us. But we ended up connecting with some people. We actually ended up connecting with someone from high school who knew someone who was injured. And like that's like amazing to me, even just seeing that, right? Like that's crazy. And I remember his story, but you know, when you're like able-bodied and just like living life, you don't even think twice when it's like a random person and you hear them getting injured. Like, you know, I never clicked the story and I'm like, wow, you're a doofus. You know, you just don't even think of it. And then I like, once I met him and now we're friends with him, it's like crazy. Like all the connections, even people are going to be nosy. And I'm sure people are, but some people actually generally do, like they see that we're just trying to help, and they're trying to help too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm talking too much.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that's such an amazing way to look at it, because it's interesting. It's an interesting perspective. And I think it's cool that it got instilled in you even before your injury, you know, and it has been a blessing in disguise. The fact that you were so transparent so early on, like who knows if I would have saw your post if you posted at a different time or later time in your injury, you know? I mean, like that's super amazing. And I think like it's way cool when you think about it in that aspect of things.
Yeah,
Okay,
Brianna,
so let's ask some questions. Jessica, do you have any questions? Oh, sorry. It's okay.
Well, I mean, your story is so unique, right? And like I don't think anyone goes through this with someone, let alone their twin. I know that for me, my legs being paralyzed never really bothered me, but it did crush me when I learned about my hands. Would you say, and I guess we always want a little more than what we have, right? Like I guess a para might want to be able to move their legs a little or stand or just take one step. But Ashley, as a fellow quad, how did you feel? What's the difference for you with your hands and your legs?
I know having hand function would be a game changer. And I've learned and I've learned to adapt pretty well with my quad hands, I think, in my opinion. But it is frustrating because, like, for me, I used to love to write. And, like, yeah, I could still write, but my handwriting's really ugly. It's not pleasant to look at. Like, it's just, like, things that, I guess, like, kind of like what I was saying earlier, just more frustrating sometimes, at times. But most of the time, I just find new ways to do it. A lot of times I write on my phone now, or found utensils that
Is there
make
anything
eating.
specific you tell yourself, like any specific affirmations or anything that you tell yourself when you're getting in those modes, like where you're hyper focusing maybe on your hand function? Is there anything like that really kicks your butt back into gear and be like, no, you know, be grateful for what you could do, or the adaptive, or however you do?
Yeah, I have a big affirmation I feel like I tell myself, and that probably all like people with spinal cord injury should be telling themselves. A big one, some sort of form, whatever way you want to say it, of this is out of my control. That's what gets me through. It's like, am I going to be mad at this? Because I'm going to be frustrated and I'm going to do what I got to do and I'm going to keep it moving. Because it's out of my control. There's really nothing I can do about having hand function. Unless I miraculously get some, which I don't think is going to happen. So it's out of my control. That's a big one. I feel like a lot of people, everybody, even able-bodied, should be telling themselves that. It's out of my control. Let me chill.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point. Maya, do you have any specific questions for them?
Yeah, so I know Ashley and Nikki, both of you have made like amazing advancements and had like great progress throughout your injury. And it's coming up, well, it's 3 years today, right? So what has been like the most motivating factor in your lives about like improving things for yourself and accomplishing new things?
Oh wow. Well, I love to personally see like the little improvements. I think that's what keeps me working out. That's what keeps me trying to stay active. That's what keeps me sometimes like trying to stay in my chair longer than the day before. Like maybe I don't know, I'm competitive, so I just like to be like, oh, I can beat this. Like even just last night I fell off the bed. Don't ask me how. I don't know. No. Never has happened. Happy 3 years, right? And usually I transfer from the floor to the couch, but my room is over there. So I was like, no, like I'm not doing all that. So I transferred from the floor to my chair. And seeing that last night while I was half asleep and tired, I was proud. Like, you did that. Like, I didn't know because I hadn't practiced it in a while, but just from working out, I just like to see those improvements, and that just keeps me going. Like, it may not be seeing the movement in my legs, but it's even just the little thing, more ability to do something, even if it's something small, like even cooking a new meal. I think it's important to just celebrate those things. And that's why even I be posting it. Maybe nobody cares, but it's like, no, I did that. Like, some days with people with spinal cord, we don't feel like doing it. We don't even feel like getting up. But each day, if you just get up and do something, even if you get bright and back in bed when you do that something, I feel like just do something. Because I could really go into depression if I was just waking up. Like, I'll just stay in bed. It's easy to do that. Like, but I never allow myself to. And I don't know, I think I geared off the question, but definitely just seeing myself do the little things. What about you?
For me, I would definitely say, like, what's something that motivates me is, like, kind of like what you were saying, Nick. Do at least one thing a day that makes you happy. Whether that's watch a TV show or should even just sit there in silence. Because I know for me personally, I love being alone. And as a quad who needs care, I'm hardly ever alone. and I'm taking these 5 minutes while someone's in the bathroom and the other person's cooking, and I'm gonna be by myself for a little bit, because for me personally, that's what I need. And that's, but I guess going back to like what motivates me, just doing those small steps to look out for future me.
Yeah.
That's what motivates me.
And all of yous.
Yeah.
That was great.
And all of yous, our Live to Roll family.
Yeah, watching Sean Fluke's channel motivates me, and I'm not even fronting. I will watch his channel when I'm in a funk, because it gets me in a better mood.
Oh, Sean remembers the applause for him, huh?
Yes, right?
He was like, where's the applause button?
He was quick with it.
Right?
I love it.
Oh my god.
Production at its finest.
Hilarious. Thank you, Ben, for our super sticker. And then I just want to say really quick, Jay said, hey everyone, my life as a quadriplegic became a lot easier and more productive when I found more quad tools. Who else dislikes dropping things? I mean, I'm not even a quad and I hate dropping things. So, I mean, it's so important. Tools are so important. My little grabber saves from my sanity break. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hera's on point.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
that's all of it.
Period.
Did I already say thank you to Ben? Sorry, that comment threw me off. There's some weird comment, Shauna. If you could delete it, that would be great. Sorry again about the internet. Great, guys. We're a little bit having some technical issues today. We're on the hotspot. So hopefully the audio is good. Just zone out. Listen to us while you're cleaning the house, and enjoy the storytelling.
Don't
okay. So to wrap up, let's talk about, if you had to start your journey from day one, what's 3 to 5 things that you would hyper focus on or really want to do from the beginning that maybe took you more time to start, or do? What would you guys say?
For me, definitely. So I know we're only 3 years out, but when I had first got done with rehab, like all the rehab, like when they kick you out and like you're done, insurance is up for the rest of the year because we got injured in March. So when was it up? If I didn't go back, then COVID. I just wish I would have worked out sooner, like kept it up afterwards, like because I see the improvements now, and times I'm like, I could have, but try not to think of that, whatever it is, what it is. But also like eating better, I wish I would have done that sooner because I wondered why a lot of things were happening, and it wasn't because of my diet. And it's just like those little things that I just wish that I knew more about, which they don't really tell you in rehab. Like in rehab, they tell you a way to eat, but it's more because like they want you to get your bones back, like, which I get, they want you to have a lot of, it's not really like a balanced diet or good for your bowels when you're drinking Ensures 3 times a meal, like,
Are we back? Okay, some of us are back. Okay, I think Maya and Ashley are hopping back up. Sorry. But, the internet's better, though. Great.
Yeah, we look better.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, okay, Ashley, Nikki, time to start your story again. Just kidding.
Start over.
Start over.
Oh.
We're back.
Right,
we're back and
there.
We're better, baby.
Oh, wow, quality.
I know.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, time to start your story over again. Great. Okay. Sorry for all the viewers. Hopefully, everybody's popping back on. We're just gonna give Maya a second. Okay, Maya's back. We're all back. We're great. Okay. So we were talking about the standing frame. I totally agree. I literally have my computer on top of a standing frame and I don't even use it. And I don't know why I'm so scared. I'm so scared to use it. I'm like, my body hasn't been in a standing position. I'm scared my freaking bones are going to break or something. I don't know what I'm so scared of. It's that, mentality thing. But, you set little goals. I'm really proud of you for getting in there. I'm doing that.
Yeah. Oh, look, mine's right there, guys. Do you see it back there? My stander.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
I actually just got out of it before this.
Oh, really?
Good job.
Period.
Veronica really quick says, love listening to you girls. I'm T5 through 8. My main problem is the pain 24/7. In a couple weeks, going for a pain pump trial. Yeah, pain is definitely hard. I deal with that extreme. I know a lot of us do. And it's kind of one of those things that it's kind of like, you have to keep going, unfortunately. I don't really know, there's no really other way to do it. It's like you either let your pain take control of your life or you take control. And that doesn't mean not listening to your body. It just means not letting it fully dictate your life. Because honestly, when I'm not moving in my bed, when I'm not living, I'm in more pain. I'm thinking about it more. When I'm busy, when I'm out in my community, when I'm laughing and having a good time, I'm hardly thinking about my pain. I'm hardly thinking about my nerve pain, even though it's going on 24/7. So I feel like, of course, at nighttime, it's not the funniest, but I mean, I think I don't know. Does anybody else have any advice for that? Jessica, you want to jump in?
I think so. For some of you, I'm the therapist of the group, and really, pain management, the best solution is meditation. And I know that sounds crazy, right? People are like, why the hell does she want us to meditate? I'm going crazy. But like, I always recommend 3 minutes a day. Start that way on YouTube. But because pain is either something that gets better or you learn to live with it. And so hopefully the pump works for you, but if it doesn't, then we kind of live with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. There's ways to minimize it, but it's hard. In the beginning, that would be the main thing that really broke me down. I would be like, I forget about walking. Just take me out of pain for a little bit. I'm just tired of being in pain. It's just so mentally draining, but I didn't realize how much power I was giving it. And I wasn't really trying so many different things. There's tons of different things that you could try for it. Whether some people say stretching works for them. Some people say getting in the standing frame works for them. Literally, Auntie Angel told me that to start doing push-ups before I go to sleep to help me with my pain. And I was like, girl, I don't know about that. But it's like people have different things that help them. I use lidocaine. Some people for cold works. Some people hot works. It's like, don't give up. Don't let the pain take control. Keep trying. So yeah. Ashley and Nikki, do you guys deal with pain?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how's that journey been?
So I deal with both, like the physical pain and the nerve pain. Nerve pain is brutal. I do use the marijuana to medicate, so I use that for pain management. I personally think it helps. Stretching. When you said stretching, stretching is I feel like a great pain management, and then, like what Jessica said, meditation too, because gotta learn to live with it.
Yeah. I'm like
What about you?
I said my stander, I feel like is a nice stretch for my body, and I also like getting on the floor to like stretch, and also like moving in my bed, like making sure I'm moving. And I think just like too, staying active. Like sometimes I notice like if I miss like even just working out, or like if I am like not having an active few days, like it seems to spark up more. It's like you have to move those muscles. So I just try to like remember to just move, even if you're like watching TV and just like moving your shoulders while you're watching TV. Like I think you just move when you can, because
just move your bones.
Yeah, great advice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in pain management, they asked me what increases your pain and what decreases it, and I put moving and staying still for literally both of them because it's like it hurts and it doesn't hurt. It's like I need to do both. I need to keep a healthy balance of moving and staying still as well because moving too much hurts as well. So Maya, I would just want to ask you really quick too because I know that you've had a pain increase over the last year. So is there anything that you specifically do for pain? How is that with your mental? How are you dealing with that?
So for me, I also deal with pretty bad nerve pain and pretty bad physical pain. On one of our other shows, I remember Jessica was talking about how being an incomplete injury, she can really feel like the tendons in her ankles pulling, and I never related to anything more. It's can be like pretty bad sometimes. And for me, I also medicate with the marijuanas. That with a combination of stretching. Sometimes I have to stretch 2 or 3 times a day. And for me, my body is really stiff and I can't stretch my legs and things on my own because it's way stronger than I am. Being athletic before injury all the time isn't the best because my muscles are really strong. Um, but I also use Axio Bionics, which is a non-invasive wearable electronic stimulation device. And that helps me a lot because it moves my ankles around for me with the e-stim. And I can use that in my chair or I can use that when my feet are kicked up on the couch. So I'm a big proponent of e-stim, and pain can really be mentally draining sometimes to the point where I just want to watch TV and forget about the pain. And I know that that's not always the healthiest way. But a lot of times that is my method of distracting myself from that pain. But I do agree with what a lot of you have said about staying active. I noticed that when I'm at home and I'm in my chair, I'll be in my chair for 4 or 5 hours. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm in pain. But when I'm in LA at a Rolettes event or something, I'm in my chair from freaking 7 a.m. to midnight sometimes. And the pain doesn't get so bad until late at night. So I think it's definitely a combination of stretching using different methods like e-stim, smoking, and then also I like to do deep breathing work and mindfulness meditations as well. So I can just kind of think about the pain and notice it instead of focusing on it so hard, just realizing it's there and living with it.
That's great advice. Another thing that Jessica mentioned that really helped me was sometimes my body is so tense that trying to relax it doesn't work. Sorry, my dog is going crazy inside of the window right now. Sorry if you hear that. Anyways, so sometimes I have to tense my body up more. I have to tense my legs up as hard as I can and then relax. Tense them up, then relax, and then slowly relax for a little bit longer. And that has really helped my body because I didn't really realize trying to just relax them out of nowhere doesn't really help.
Yeah. I'll also induce a spasm. I'll sit there if my leg feels super tight, I'll just smack it so it will shake itself out. I'll be like, go ahead, get tired. Yeah.
Do your thing.
For real.
Dance.
Were you gonna say something, Jessica?
Oh no, I was just gonna say that what you were describing, it's called progressive muscle relaxation, and you guys can actually have guided videos on YouTube if you want to try it. But yeah, that always helps.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize that would be a thing, so yeah, it really helped me. Ashley, you never answered. Did you answer your things that you would do? I think that's when we got cut off. Your 3 to 5 things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. 3 things. Definitely would work out more, but I still need to get better at that sometimes. I go through phases of where I'm working out good, and then I go through phases where I'm not. I need to get better at that. I don't know. Maybe just I would definitely say sooner, like, remember who the fuck I am. Because early on in the injury, it was like I was really acting like the girl before my accident, like, completely died. Like, no, you're still there. You can still do the things you love to do. Stop. So I definitely wish I would have done that sooner. And that's why a big important one is do something a day that makes yourself happy, whether that's just zipping out some water. Like, do something that makes you happy at least once a day. Because you got time for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that's a big one. Yeah.
So really quick, I think we just there was one that I wanted. So what is the best trick or tricks that you've learned from the disabled community? So what was something that you didn't learn that you learned from somebody else in the community, or maybe something that you heard that really motivated you or pushed you to do something different in your life?
Oh, wow. Really motivated me. I'm gonna say this one, put it out there. There's this one girl that I follow on Instagram, and she's a paraplegic. I think we're the same level. There's a lot of road trips, and Ashley and I are planning our first road trip. Just us two. Kind of nervous, but we're gonna make it happen. And yeah, so that's like, that inspires me. It inspires me to see people doing things that, like, you sometimes don't think you can do anymore, and then you're like, wait, I can totally do that. Like, if they're doing it, if there's a will, there's a way. Like, you see people doing stuff, and like, it's like it is possible. Like, I don't know, just the whole community really does inspire me. Like, I can learn from everyone, for real. Like, even like all of you. Like, Jessica's has her own whole practice. Like, boss babe. Like, Maya over here gotta move to LA. Brianna out here doing her thing for the Live to Roll family, and you help so many girls. Like, I don't, it's so amazing. Like, you really see, like, we're just human. Like, we really are human, and I love to see that in everyone. Like, we don't stop doing what we have to do. We just, life looks different, but we're just more aware. Like, all of us should be paying attention to our bodies. Able-bodied people too, they just don't, because no one ever tells them to, like, literally sit their butts down. But, like, we got told that, so we know, like, to appreciate, like, the balance of life.
The ebb and flow, ebb and flow.
Yeah. The ebb and flow.
Yeah. For me, definitely seeing other quads. You know, dancing right now. For me, it's seeing other quads do the thing. Like, I love watching, like, girls like Maya, Jessica doing the thing. No, I'm talking about quad. We're doing quad power right now, okay? People like Sean and roll with
peace.
and Cole.
I know.
Charisma. Like, who else? Laura Beck. All my quad squad. Tammy.
Yes.
Like, watching other quads do the thing. Yeah, I said Sean already. Watching quads do the thing motivates me, because I'm like, wow, like, I'm gonna do that too. Period. I think representation is really important. That's why I'm like, I don't really care to be on camera too all that much anymore, but insecurities. I know insecurities at its finest. I know, but I do it because that representation is important, and I'm gonna be that representation.
Where's our quad, Sean?
Can I, like, I'm curious. I'm curious. I have a question. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, I have a special place in my heart for us quads. Do you parents feel that way?
Yeah, I feel like I have a special place in my heart for everybody, I think.
I'm just like, I'm always so excited for quads. Not to discriminate, but I'm always so excited with my quad fam.
Well, I told.
No,
I
I get it too. I understand. I mean, like I play around, but I feel like it gives me motivation as well because, like I mentioned before, and I mentioned in our live yesterday, I was living my life as a quad before. I was getting so much help. So to go out in the community and see quads killing it still and doing more than what I was doing, whooped my ass into shape. So I appreciate quads. I appreciate our community. I appreciate even the nonverbal people who are still getting out there and trying to live their lives, they motivate me. I get motivation from everybody in our community. So I really do feel like it's cool how you guys also push each other because that quads need that extra push. You guys have been there.
Period.
All right. Well, I have to get going, but
Okay.
you guys, I hope you guys do something fun today. Happy Life Day, and we really do. You guys are so unique. I love all your stories and everything you post. So everyone, go follow them.
Aw.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for joining. We're gonna wrap up soon. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye. She's always so busy. Yeah, that was great. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, Tom, he always calls them the quad squad. And then I'm like, okay, Tom, like, hello, Brianna over here. So now he says the quad squad and Brianna, and I think it's so funny. And I'm like, thank you for adding me, Tom. Appreciate it. I'm part of the family now.
That's what Maya and Ashley were doing when I was hanging out with them.
Yeah.
We were, just a little bond.
Yeah, I think that's super hilarious. But it's needed, I think it's needed, and I don't think it's like any hard feelings. I just think it's so funny. This was great. Thank you for everybody who stuck with us and bared with us through all the technical issues. I think it's so cool again that we're here on your guys' Life Day. I just want to say that I appreciate you guys so much. I know I tell you guys again and again, but it's been so amazing having you guys along on this journey and helping me grow as well, and I think that's so cool that you guys can make such an impact on so many people's lives through the screen, really, because we're not even meeting in person. And so many people know you guys and can feel your positive energy and your positive vibes and your motivation for life, and all these other things, your greatness, and appreciate it and love it and feel like it motivates them. It wants them to keep going, and so I just want you guys to keep pushing and never give up. I know you guys are going to have hard days. I know this shit isn't easy by any means, but you have a family in us for life.
Yes, we love our Live to Roll fam.
Quad hearts. Said quad hearts.
Okay, so to wrap it up, don't forget to join us every first and third Thursday. We are back with another women's show. Actually, next week I'm going to do one since I didn't do one the week of the Abilities Expo. So next week I'm going to do my follow-up one. My words aren't mixing together right now. Sorry about that. Also, go check out the guys on Tuesday. They're back every single Tuesday at 3:30 with amazing topics and really informational stuff. And make sure to go check out our sponsors, Urology Professionals and Mobility Professionals. Again, we love to hype them up because they really are the best. They really do care about our needs and what we just need as disabled people. I heard, again, somebody talking about her catheter is not being delivered to her just in my group this week. And she was talking about how she had to go months without it and borrow some from her friends and how, all these other things with authorizations, we've all dealt with it, So this is really a company that understands that and will go the back end and do the fight for you. So email them today, message them, follow them on Instagram, follow us on Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys are watching. It really does help us with algorithm. On Instagram and on YouTube, what happens is the more people who like or the more people who comment, they go put it out to more people who are interested in those topics. So more disabled people, more women, things like that. So we really do appreciate and need that support from you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another amazing show. Live to roll. We're out. Bye, guys.